It's alumni night here in Tuscaloosa. Past SEC team champions on the floor. You brought their kids with. Alabama program history, one of the most storied programs in women's college gymnastics. 6 national championships, and those won by Sarah and David Patterson, the head coaches. Not only did they do great gymnastics, but they also had a very philanthropic nature about them, and that really had an impact on the current head coach of the Crimson Tide, Ashley Johnston.
Service is one of the core values of our program. Such a life-changing experience for me to get to see how when you shift your perspective and you focus on others and giving back to other people, it really changes something internally for you. I think it shifts the mindset of I have to do this to I get to do this. And I think when we have a team of 18 athletes who understand and realize that they get to do this, that's when you see a team unleashed on the competition floor.
Well, this Be the Change meet is incredibly important to this Alabama program. Of the 20 allotted hours for weekly training, this team gives an hour a week to different groups within the Tuscaloosa community. And head coach Ashley Johnston told us it's more about using this platform for something bigger than gymnastics. She said, we're preparing them to excel in their sport, but we're also preparing them to excel in life after. And this gives them an opportunity to do that. Volunteering at various elementary schools in the area, the local animal shelter, some of the kids from the elementary schools in attendance here tonight. And speaking with some of the athletes, they said, look, we want to leave an athlete legacy, but more than that, we want to be pillars of the community. And this meet and an hour a week gives us the opportunity to do just that, John.
Wow, great story, Taylor, and a good reminder to all of us to keep giving back. And here is your chance to be the change. Help people affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. They are in need out there, still going on out in California. Well, we're one rotation in, and the #1 team in the country's got a 2/10 lead, but it's still real close as we head into the second event. Welcome back to the second rotation. Oklahoma, Alabama going at it here in Coleman Coliseum. Oklahoma with a 2/10 lead. I kind of want to know from Taylor Davis down on the floor what the Oklahoma coaches thought about those scores, because it seemed lower than I would typically see from those routines.
I think they would agree with you, John, and there definitely seemed to be a little bit of confusion early on, like we saw that judges conference. There was confusion about what score was initially entered, and then after the conference, was it adjusted? There was a little bit of frustration down here, and look, this is a hostile road environment. It's the first dual meet on the road for the Sooners, so KJ Kindler getting these guys locked in and really focused on the task at hand, but a little bit of confusion early on, truthfully.
And you know, the most important thing for the Oklahoma Sooners is to not think about any of that. And so it's the coach's job to worry about the scores, but the message to the athletes is focus on your job, focus on how you're able to do these vaults well.
And here is Lily Peterson leading things off.
She struggled in the one touch, turning it, but no problems. That looked great. Good block off the table.
You ever warmed up a skill and made a mistake one direction and you're like, all right, I got to give it a little more? Almost helps, right?
Unfortunately, that used to be my MO, but college coaches don't seem to like that very much. And again, Oklahoma's 9 deep on this event, so I'm actually surprised that KJ didn't make a last-minute change.
Well, it seemed to be a good move. You got a nice hit 10-0 vault out of it as we see sophomore Chloe LaCourcier. Ashley Johnston talks about her ease and her confidence in this leadoff spot being so important for the team.
Yeah, she just has really nice lines throughout this routine. Strong, straight up to that handstand. This is a really good routine so far. That's how you want Alabama to get things going on their second event with a stuck landing. Nicely done.
They said there was an ease about her. That leadoff spot, so important in women's gymnastics to get things rolling. I'll tell you what, Chloe absolutely crushed it right there. She's loving it. Here's the thing about gymnastics. If they're being tight on the scoring, you just want to see them continue to be tight. It's like a football game where they start calling holding a lot. As long as they're doing it consistently, that's all that matters as we see Faith Torres now on vault.
Oklahoma's been vaulting really well this season. I think that's her first stick of the season. This Oklahoma coaching staff always tells the athletes, we don't want you to stick. We want big vaults, not necessarily to focus on the stick, but of course they come.
Is she in trouble then for sticking out?
I don't think so, but I think the emphasis is more on power and form and the details instead of dialing in those landings early in the season.
Let's go back over to bars.
And Tide fans are thrilled to see Jordan Paradise back in the lineup. She missed the entirety of last season after tearing her ACL during the preseason, and head coach Ashley Johnston raved about her comeback, saying it's a mental and physical battle that comes with a comeback of an ACL injury, and she has outworked every bit of it.
Really far.
Fingertips.
Jaeger, she caught that because of willpower, because that was really far away. You can see the grittiness of this Alabama team. And they're getting some momentum here in this bar lineup too.
A 9.85 in the leadoff spot for LaCourcier. That is a nice first gymnast score to have.
Look at that. Really far away from the bar. It's nice to be stretched, but you don't want to give yourself and everyone else around you a little scare, which I think she probably did with her team.
Faith Torres, a 9.95 for that vault. That's a career high score. Now Addison Theta. They just keep coming with big vaults to the Sooners.
Last week was her best one of the season so far. Overshoots it a bit. But again, you get high fives all around because that's a good stick, hopping in the right direction.
Words from the coaches. Lily Hudson will be the next to go for Alabama here on the uneven bars. For that Paradise score. I believe it's another, yes it is, another 9.85. So a pair of 9.85. This is setting up well for Alabama. Now the question is, can you build? And that is how you want your rotation to go. You want to see those scores build as you get deeper into the lineup. Lily Hudson, certainly somebody that can go much bigger than even a 9.85.
This is really an event where head coach Ashley Johnson said she's really proud of Lily being one of the veterans who have stepped up and improved here. Actually changed her bar dismount, so this is new, coming right up here. Tuck full in. I can't believe she hasn't done that before. It looks like she's competed it, just a little shy on that rotation, had to take a step forward.
Ashley talked about Gabby and Lily coming into the season and how they weren't just happy with the status quo. They came in and they wanted to continue to get better, even as upperclassmen, and certainly something you got to be happy if you're Coach Johnston, for sure. Don't want to coast through those final years. Kira Wells will be the fourth gymnast to go. 9.825 for Addison Theta.
Her form is so nice in the air on this. Yurchenko 1.5. She's had a couple of hops, so they've been working hard to try to get her to take a step versus a hop.
There you go.
And she does it.
Tomorrow on SEC Network, Saturday, men's basketball quadruple header begins at 1 Eastern, featuring number 16 Ole Miss taking on number 22 Missouri at 6 Eastern, ending the day with Mark Sears and number 4 Alabama hosting Cam Carter and LSU right here in Tuscaloosa. Nate Oates, quite a fan of this women's gymnastics team as well, I'm told.
Yeah, his daughter's got him watching. You love to see it. But head coach Ashley Johnston actually said she resonates with the kind of coaching style that he has. And it's really kind of the backbone of University of Alabama athletics, that blue-collar, hard work mentality. It's something that Nate Oates instills in this men's basketball program that's sitting at number 4 in the nation right now. Certainly working for them, and it's something this gymnastics program adopts as well.
Here's Ryan Fuller. Big routine for Alabama. Little mistake right there.
Oh, missed her toes. Didn't fall, so it's not going to be as big of a deduction. Maybe similar to El Mueller's routine that we saw from Oklahoma. And really unfortunate because she had a nice routine going and stuck the dismount. You know, after you make a mistake, you just take a deep breath and you never want that to happen again because you know the mistake.
Yeah, one of those gymnasts that's been battling some sickness. We talked to the coaches before the meet, and they kind of wanted to see how she was going to be. Wasn't sure if she'd even compete, but that routine right there is a big one for that bar rotation. So happy to see her out there. Small mistake, but we'll see what the judges do with it. Jordan Bowers now follows Kira Wells' 9.775. So the judges got her on that step, most certainly.
Last week scored a 9.825. She's certainly capable of better. Her chest was in the right position, but she took a step back. So that's going to be a slight deduction.
Yeah, definitely don't want to take those steps back. Of course, fans of the Sooners still having nightmares over that vault rotation at the NCAA championships last year. They did not advance to the finals. Everyone expected them not only to advance, but to win. But I'll tell you what, KJ has got this team dialed in. They came out strong from the very first routine of the year.
Yeah, she actually said Faith Torres was sensitive to what happened, which is why she's been really aggressive this year. So it's nice to see Faith get the stick again and get her groove back there.
Gabby Gladio waiting to get her shot. Waiting for that Ryan Fuller score. Looks like it is coming in.
This was a strong event for Alabama. Last weekend they had mistakes throughout the competition, but this was really a strong event for them, so they're hoping to continue that. But Gabby Gladio is one of those athletes that didn't compete bars most of last year, and so she's really stepped up in a big way with her gymnastics, but with also in her leadership role.
Next on the bars for Alabama, Gabby Gladio.
She's done all around in the first 2 meets of this season. Actually ranked in the top 10 right now. She was about to step off the mat, it looked like, Sam, because the judges were taking so long, and then looks like she may have gotten the green flag, but she's going to take her time.
I don't know what's happening over there.
The judges are taking their time, so she might as well take her time.
Yeah.
Return the favor.
She was going to do exactly what we were talking about before, the routine before the routine. So if it takes too long for the judges, you just got to erase what you just did and start that whole process over. Go back to the chalk bucket. Sometimes your chalk gets a little dry, so you, just like she's doing right now, put in some more water on it, re-chalking up, get some fresh chalk on those grips, and then she's going to step back and try it again.
Yeah, it's a science project over. That's not a chalk box, that's a petri dish. You go over there and you get the right amount. I mean, some guys spit on their grips. Sometimes you use sugar water or honey or a wire brush, and you got to have it the way you want it.
Yeah, everyone likes it a little different way. Sometimes you spit on the grips.
Ryan Fuller, a 9.8. I'm being told that it may have been a start value issue, but they got it rectified, and Gabby Gladio, double G, coming up.
She changed her release combo, so essentially this entire routine is new for her this year. Going straight into a Jaeger. A little far away from the bar again. Wanting to squeeze those ankle bones. A little over on that giant full. Works to fight for that stick. A lot of potential in that bar routine.
One more to go for Crimson Tide. Be a freshman in that anchor spot, Peyton Walker. And one more to go for Oklahoma as well. This is Audrey Davis. She follows Jordan Bowers, 9.8.
Yeah, she has 2 of 3 vaults that she's stuck this year. So she is just on fire. I'm so impressed with Audrey. I always am, but it seems like this year she has a different level of competition excellence. Here, check the 1.5. Very nicely done when she landed. It's so clean when she hits the ground. Splits her leg and almost wraps it for the 1.5. Curious to see what the judges will do on the pre-flight there.
The nice thing for Oklahoma involved, they have these 1.5s that these athletes have mastered. So for them, it's about how clean you can do it, how well can you land. A lot of teams, it's about just landing.
Yep.
You know, they want to get on their feet, then they'll eventually worry about sticking their landing. That's a luxury Oklahoma has. It's about how perfect they can be at this point. All right, freshman Peyton Walker, another very important routine for Alabama. You're in the anchor spot, a freshman in the anchor spot.
Yeah, she had some mistakes last week on this release move coming up. Huge hack salto to get things going. She's got such dynamic gymnastics. In-bar ginger, really nice.
Beautiful.
I like how aggressive she swings. I'm impressed. Looked easy for her. Huge improvement for her last week, and I'm sure as a freshman that's going to give her a lot of confidence moving forward. Check this air time out. Way above the bar. Straight up to the handstand. She really bounces the bar before she goes for that second release move. In-bar ginger is what that's called. And just a scoot on the dismount.
Big time bar routine, and the hair might have been bigger than the bar routine.
Yeah, I mean,
phenomenal.
That's going to be a big score for her.
All right, I can't wait to hear from the head coach from the Oklahoma Sooners. Just happens to be that Taylor's with her.
What do you know? Thank you so much, John. All right, Coach, 2 rotations down. How would you assess the start of this one?
You know, some really hot spots and a couple cold spots. So if we could all get on the same page, that would probably help us out a lot.
How do you get on the same page on floor where you guys thrive?
Well, floor is a little looser event, not requiring as much precision on those landings. They just need to, do what they do.
Looking forward to it. Thank you. Thank you.
KJ and her team moving to the floor exercise, and one of their stars has been Audrey Davis for the last 4 years. A Sooner super senior in her 5th season. We get to learn more about her when we come back.